Good morning. A beautiful, frosty morning. You can tell it's not summer anymore. It's a little frosty, a little cold, a little chilly. I've got a coat on. And I'm starting our video here. And hello again. As I continue walking around Onondaga Lake on a bridge, another bridge. 3 bridges in a row. Who knew? This one, lovingly called the Wedding Bridge, out here on Onondaga Lake Parkway. Cars whizzing past at 55 miles an hour, even though it says 45. They reduce the speed in the winter. It's just a frosty field out here. Couldn't find out a lot of information about this beautiful bridge. A lot of wedding photos taken on it. Really nice area. But I imagine it was built around the same time as the next thing we're going to see. Just up the road a little bit further. And I never thought I would be over here at this bridge. I always drive past it. Didn't really realize what it was, just kind of this odd thing on the side of the road. Kind of a roadside attraction, if you will. But from before the Parkway was here, most likely, or when the Parkway was built. Across this street, which we're not going to, is the Danforth Salt Pool. There's just no way to get over there. Hopefully one day when they connect the end of the trail where we were last time, where the bald eagle's nest that's closed for most of the year, maybe that will be connected and we'll be able to go over to that side. But right now is railroad tracks that lead to the infamous bridge down the road here. Luckily there's a parking spot over here. The next spot, I'm going to just park on the side of the road, kind of run to it and show you a little bit. But Wedding Bridge, I never thought I'd be here. It's I'd say it's worth maybe stopping. It's not really kid friendly. I'm like maybe all of 25 feet from the road. The water's not too deep. You could technically go wading here. It's got a blue tint to it today. It's really pretty. Okay, let's go down the road a little. Just wanted to get a shot from over here before I left. This is probably not a good place to go in the summer because of ticks and things, and luckily we've had a frost still on the ground here. And up there's Old Liverpool Road on the top of the hill. So people live right there. Beautiful morning. It really is. And in this spot there's a drain. Looks like your water would go into or out of this pond through that little divot here. Looks to be stone. It's really pretty. It's a shame that this is probably made back when people didn't drive to get to a place that they need to go fast to, but they did it recreationally. And you could stop here, have a picnic, things like that. I imagine that's what this was originally intended for, and now it's just, you can see, overgrown because there's no point in stopping here unless obviously you got married. And before we go, I wanted to say this is where the CSX tracks are, across the street, and they cross over, past this bridge, across the street. The bridge that keeps getting hit by trucks and things, the old CSX bridge that used to go over the Oswego Canal that used to run where the Parkway is now. Some parts of the wall crumbling over here. Give you a view of the little parking area if you are thinking of coming here. A big cross by the road reminding us that life is fragile. A little bit of Solvay over there, smokestacks in the distance, the train tracks, and then over here the Gale Memorial which is a memorial to the largest producing salt spring on the lake. Of course, Syracuse. If you haven't been following along and this is your first time watching one of our videos, thank you. Hope you subscribe. This is Syracuse is built on the salt industry, and there were salt springs around here, and the water that came from the salt springs was boiled off, or through a solar evaporation process was turned into salt, making Syracuse one of the largest, if not the largest for a time, salt producers in the world. And this is the site of one of the most salt-producing springs, owned by a man named Gale, his last name. Right here, where the spring is, I have an old postcard of this, and there's a little, this is where the spring can still come up, more or less. It's deeper than I thought it was going to be. So there's a giant kind of pump house here, more or less, to pump the brine up from below. And they would take that brine and boil it. It's a dedication plaque here in the Gale Salt Spring. Thomas Gale, the largest manufacturer of solar salt in this country, once had a salt storehouse over this spring. The business was carried on by his son, Thomas K. Gale, who was the last to manufacture salt from the brine of the Onondaga Salt Springs in 1926. So after that, it was abandoned pretty much, just as this memorial is, kind of, because no one can stop here because it's on the edge of this 55-mile-an-hour road with no parking lot in sight. Have some steps here that go down. I guess the intention would be you could come down here and get your feet wet at one point, maybe. I don't know. You know, it's still overgrown little mini swamp. And there's a drain right down here in the bottom. Some pictures that you can see where this isn't overgrown, where it has like a little area where you can imagine the water would drain back into the soil, into the ground, into the lake. But yeah, curved wall on this side. It looked like it had an indentation here, some kind of a plaque maybe was here. Over the years, someone, while paving, they put pavement here, paved it all in. It probably was really nice at one point. A curved wall, maybe you could sit here. We have now what is the back side of the memorial, but looks like it may have been the front at one point, because this is actually the angle that that postcard was taken at down here, and you can see in the postcard the water coming out of the spring, the brine. People speeding down the road don't even know what this is. It is marked on Google Maps if you're interested in viewing. I'd recommend it if you're into history, but I wouldn't take kids here or anything. This is not an appropriate area. Another angle kind of looking south. It's really beautiful stonework. It looks like it's been kind of repaired over the years a little bit. Just imagine all of the impact that this one little, basically, hole in the ground had on Syracuse. This is kind of what built this area. This and smaller salt brine wells, just like this. I imagine the people who live up there, maybe they know about this and they come down here maybe for a picnic or something. That's what I would do. Seems like a nice little area besides the cars whizzing by. And I never knew that Galeville, just kind of down the road from here a little bit, named for Thomas Gale. Never knew why it was called Galeville. Thought maybe after Dorothy Gale in Wizard of Oz, but no, Thomas Gale. And there's a sign warning us of a low bridge, 10 foot, 9 inch. We're gonna go underneath that, come out the other side successfully because our car is less than 10 foot 9. We're not driving a truck. They have a new traffic pattern too, always trying something new to get trucks to realize, hey, stop being an idiot. My tripod set on the corner of the wall there, but you can see the little extra indentation down here. And the stairs on the other side. I wish we could see that side. I'm not sure what's going on through this thicket. If there's any group that is going to clean this up, give me a shout out. I'll come and join you guys. Biker, brave bicyclist going down this road. He'll make it under the bridge. I don't think he's 10 feet tall, 11 feet tall. Okay, now we're a little bit further down the road, and I'm actually going to flash back to what we recorded about 2 months ago on the first day of fall when I originally finished this video, but I had a tough time getting over to those two things that we just saw. Appreciate everyone tagging along with me so far. If you're interested in this stuff and you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. And everyone who has subscribed, thank you so much. You've made this all possible. I wouldn't record stuff without you guys. So we're gonna take you over to Scano. This is the old Ste. Marie among the Iroquois Museum, and now it is the Scano Center, the Great Law of Peace Center, as we'll learn in here. This lake has more of a history than what I've covered so far. As a matter of fact, it goes back tens of thousands of years. And this little building here is totally worth going into. I'm not going to do much talking. It's kind of just a taking it all in moment. I'd encourage everyone to go to this museum. It's more than you think it is. And as usual, I'll leave everything in the description box that I mentioned in the video, so when you do visit, it's a little easier for you. Let's go in.
Scano also means peace. Peace or tranquility. It means your whole being. Peace with yourself and the surroundings.
Most cultures reflect what their meaning is through their language.
For Iroquois, that's a French name that's given to us. Haudenosaunee is the name we call ourselves.
The Haudenosaunee word means people of the longhouse, those who live in longhouses, and that is how we were living when the people came from Europe.
The roof of our longhouse is the sky, and the floor of our longhouse is the Mother Earth, and the door on the east is where the sun comes up, and the door on the other side of the longhouse is in the west where the sun goes down.
The keepers of the eastern door are the Ginamgihaga, the Moha. The keepers of the western door are the Seneca. And the great central fire, which is in the middle, that's Onondaga. That is the council fire.
The Thanksgiving address is an address. It is not a prayer. Gathering send that Thanksgiving out to those parts of creation.
It lays our relationship to the universe, how we call it our older brother, the moon,
The animals that we follow, berries, birds, and recycling.
Feeling of being grateful for what you have.
Ritual, integration.
It became very violent. So it was a very, very rough time in this part of the world.
the Creator sent a person whom we refer to as the peacemaker, and he taught a law which became known as the Great Law of Peace.
The message was carried right here on the shores of Onondaga Lake.
When he came to this land of warring nations, it was that time that they talked about the peacemaker.
So I thought that was really interesting, and I keep calling this place a museum, but even though it is, it's also the Scano Center, which is more than just a museum. So I really think it's worth stopping here, and kind of the perfect way to wrap up my walk around this lake that's been abused for a long, long time, and to look back on what this was at one point and what this is still for a lot of people, and really interesting just to learn more things that I didn't learn in school. And I think that's important to keep that going in your life, is just to keep traveling and learning about the places around you, and even the place that's straight down the road from your house. This whole summer has been pretty interesting, and I'm so glad that I was able to walk around this lake. Let's go see the last thing that we need to see. Man, I walked around this entire lake, and it's just so beautiful. And it wasn't at one point. There's some ducks there. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duck. Just in walking around the lake, it's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting. It's been just a lot of different things and so many emotions. I mean, how much time have we lost because this lake was the most polluted for the longest time, and now it has a chance. We have a chance of like getting some time back with this lake, the sacred lake that we just didn't appreciate enough. So this is the Butterfly Garden of Hope. You can buy a brick for a memorial, and there's so many people being memorialized here that it just kind of gets you choked up. All these names. Each of these benches are dedicated to different people, and the entire garden is shaped like a butterfly. Yeah, a lot of bricks. Every single brick has a name on it almost. And there's a map coming up over here we can take a look at. It's a sign, Butterfly Garden of Hope. And over here is the map showing us the butterfly-shaped garden and all the pathways going around. A place where you can memorialize your loved one. And on the other side we have the names, so you can locate a memorial easier. It's a lot of names. And the butterfly faces Onondaga Lake right there. I think I'm gonna stand right over there and take a look down the body of the butterfly. You know, we're actually right across the street from the entrance to Scano. It's just right over here, the body. So we're at the bottom of the butterfly here, one wing going out that direction, and symmetrical wing on the other side. And over here the antenna as we walk up. There's one antenna and then the other. Yeah, really nice place to share memories with others. So the sadness involved. And the healing that can come from a place like this. All the bricks to engrave here do a nice job maintaining this park. Make it enjoyable for everyone. And we have a little area for services of different types. More bricks with names. And there's more room. And these look to be newer bricks. Down here, the names are crisp. And then this area kind of chained off a little bit. Some photos down here. just looking across the lake and noticed the dock is taken in for the winter. Over here, I think it's center screen now. It's the dock that is out by Lakeview Amphitheater. It was a fun summer. This water is so serene today. Just a little bit further. Oh, there's the pickleball court where we started. I think that was the third video. There's a lot of stuff to do over here. They have lights on the lake all set up. Out this way is the pickleball court that we stopped at. We're on the other side of that. Gosh, it seems just like the beginning of summer we did that. And yeah, this is like a little canal kind of thing, but I think it's an old creek. Can't find it on a map what it is. If anyone knows, leave me a comment. If anyone knows anything about any of this stuff, leave me a comment. That's why I'm out here, is to learn different things, see different things. Go out here by the shoreline again. There's the tire in the water here. I know it'll be largely symbolic because I don't have a pickup truck to take this out and throw it out. But I can take it out of the water. But that's what it's kind of all about. Just, we can fix things. We can make things better for us. And even though maybe we can't do all of it, we can do something. And maybe just maybe we'll have a clean lake again. We'll have something that means something more to everyone. Even if we just pitch in a little. And walking around this lake to see what we lost and what we had, it's really cool, but how much more memories could we have had if they just decided to not dump stuff in the lake? It's really awesome that they're not doing that anymore. It's going the other direction. I don't want to turn this into like a ecological vlog, because it's just like seeing history and things. I appreciate you guys coming along with me around this whole lake. I think I walked around it twice pretty much. Explained that in the last video. If you haven't seen it all, check it out. I have a playlist of everything. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoy this kind of thing, come along on other adventures. Thanks to everyone who's already been there with me. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm going to put this up there. You know, to be honest, it's going to be a beautiful day today. Every day that I've come out to this lake, it's been really nice. The sun shining on the other shore. Wow. I rescued the tire from the lake. Hopefully someone can pick that up and take care of it. Someone with a pickup truck or something. My hand is disgusting from handling it. And I don't think my car could tolerate that. Wow, yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a good day. Thanks for coming along, everyone. This means a lot. I hope your day is as beautiful as this day is. Bye.